Input shaper on Prusa printers is pre-calibrated from factory, so recalibration is usually unnecessary on a stock printer. However, if you've made any modifications to the printer hardware, it may be beneficial to recalibrate the settings using this, the Prusa Accelerometer. We'll find several pieces within the box, including some that are 3D printed, as well as an electronics bag containing some cables and the main accelerometer itself. A small printed board complete with a single connector on one side. Just like any other electronic item, care should be taken when handling, taking care to touch from the edges as much as possible. So we need to construct the main body first. This will vary according to the printer model you have, but begin by sliding the board into the smallest and thinnest 3D printed piece, as shown here. Ensure the part is orientated correctly, so the board socket will fit into the groove in the 3D printed part. It will be a tight squeeze, but carefully slide the board in as far as it will go. Next, reach for the supply cables. Notice how one is substantially longer than the other. It's the longer cable you'll want for the moment, and in particular the end without the label. Proceed to insert the plug into the socket available on the accelerometer board itself. Next, we need to install the opposite end. If you are using the accelerometer on a Prusa Mark 3.5, you'll want to use the triangular piece. For a Mark 3.9, Mark 4 or higher, you'll need the larger piece as shown here. Slide the naked side of the board into place in this orientation, again notice the notch for the socket, and take care to fully encapsulate the board. And that's it, construction is complete, and we can now move across to installing onto the printer. Ensure the printer is cold, powered off, and remove the power cable completely. Next, we'll need to loosen the 4 M3 screws holding the metal X-Buddy box cover in position, in order to remove the cover from the printer completely. Looking at the board, we're targeting this connector here, directly next to the bunch of cables that go to the love board attached to the extruder. For anything other than the latest Mark 3.9S or Mark 4S, connect the other end of the accelerometer cable into this port. You are then ready to begin the calibration process. If you have the newer Mark 3.9S or Mark 4S printer, then the process is slightly different, as we'll be using the small jumper cable that's included in the package, and a pass-through connector that's located on the wireless module attached to the side of the chassis. Proceed to loosen the 3 M3 screws holding the Wi-Fi module in place, and with screws removed, pull the unit directly outwards from the chassis. This is so that the pins are not bent while removing. Now attach one end of the small jumper cable to the port on the main board, and the other end through the hole in the chassis alongside the heatbed cables, before removing the wireless board from its housing and connecting the jumper cable to the second port on the wireless module. Finally, reverse the process to reinstall, taking care to trap the heatbed cable bundle, as well as to attach the pins to their respective port without bending them, and reinstall the M3 screws. With the jumper cable now in place, remembering this is just for the 3.9S and 4S models, reinstall the X-Buddy chassis cover, again using the screws previously removed. With any older model, your accelerometer cable would be attached here, so you would calibrate without reinstalling this side cover for the moment. What we have here is a pass-through on the Mark 3.9S and 4S models, where we can attach the accelerometer to the outside whenever we need to calibrate. Again, for older models, you'll need to attach directly to the board and leave the side cover open throughout the process. Calibration also differs slightly according to the model. If you are calibrating a Mark 3.5 or 3.5S with the triangular shaped bracket, you'll want to insert it into the designated area just above the print fan. For anything newer, we'll be inserting the open end of the module onto the heater block. To do this, we need to remove any installed silicon sock. Easy for the Mark IV, not so easy with the fan shroud on the Mark 4S. Although you may find it easier to actually remove the nozzle in order to easily remove the sock. Finally, reinstall the nozzle as well as its cables and cover so the extruder is back at full weight. With bare nozzle now in place, the printer back in its normal printing location, proceed to power up, and once powered, navigate to the input shaper menu and select calibration. It will begin with the standard calibration of all axes. Simply wait for this to complete, after which we're given further instructions so you can proceed to push the accelerometer module onto place, only until snug. Do not force the unit at all. And then continue to let the printer complete calibration. At this point it may seem like nothing is happening at first, but you'll eventually hear vibrations getting increasingly louder and stronger as the printer steps through its frequency range. Once prompted, the module can be removed, and tuck the thin end between the heat bed and the metal sheet, in order to begin the Y-axis calibration. Again, the same process of intensifying vibrations. Once complete, the printer takes a few minutes to compute all results from the various frequency tests, after which it will present the new input shaper values, where we can see mine are slightly different to the stock 50 and 40 Hz values. So we can go ahead and accept in order to automatically apply them to the printer. All that's left is to remove the accelerometer and unplug from the rear on the Mark 3.9S and the Mark 4S. Of course, with older models, you'll need to remove from the board itself and reinstall the chassis cover. Finally, reinstall your silicon sock. And that's it, calibration complete. A rather simple process allowing you better refinement of your printer.